My life used to be dominated by procrastination. It felt like a struggle every single day just to get out of bed. But slowly and surely, I got out of it. I went from procrastinating every single day, 24/7, to now I take action easily and consistently. And I want to help you do the exact same thing. So this is how you can stop procrastinating from an ex-procrastinator. But a little about me first. I'm Anthony, and I'm a procrastination coach. I spent 2 years learning everything I know, and a year coaching as well. And so, I'm in the best shape I've ever been, and I help other people stop procrastinating. They've gotten excellent results, and I want to give you the exact same thing. And so, I want to go back 2 years to where I was truly struggling. As I mentioned earlier, I procrastinated all the time. And a big thing I noticed back then actually was that it was mostly due to overwhelm. Like I used to be overwhelmed and also stressed out. And so I just wanted to chill out. I wanted to break from it all. Escapism is called escapism because you escape your life. That's why I used to be so into video games and scrolling because I just wanted a break. I was overwhelmed and so I wanted to escape it. And I know a ton of people experience the exact same thing. You might be experiencing it right now. And there's no really band-aid solution. You have to do one thing. I found that one path is exactly what you need to do, but it's put into two directions. Really, the way to get past overwhelm and to stop being stressed out is to break the task down to the very next step. And I say the very next step because once you do the first step, you're likely to do the rest, right? You've probably had this before where you want to do this big project, but you just can't force yourself to. You just start it, and from then on, you end up finishing the whole thing. Just because you end up starting, you end up actually getting into it, you end up doing the whole thing. The exact same thing is true, but with procrastination. You just do the very first thing, you end up doing the whole thing. And I'll give you an example. I do sprints outside of my house every now and then, just for cardio. I found that doing 10 laps, like up and down my street, is pretty difficult. Even though it's only 10 minutes, it feels like I'm exerting myself. Even just mentally, I don't want to do 10 laps. But when I tell myself that I'm only going to do one lap, only one, I find that once I do that first one, I end up doing all 10. And it's just because once I start, I realize, oh, wait, this isn't that bad. Yeah, sure, I'll be tired at the end, but that's the point. That's the point of doing cardio. That's the point of exercising. And so, after I just did that first thing, I ended up doing it all. Now I want to cover the two directions I mentioned earlier. The first direction you can go in is doing the easiest step as your next one. So this is, for example, getting off the couch, opening up your computer. Simple stuff that when you actually do, you just get momentum from it. Momentum is exactly what it sounds like. Imagine a snowball at the very tippy top of a hill, and all you do is poke it. It starts rolling down slowly and slowly and slowly, but as it keeps rolling down the hill, it keeps getting weight, it keeps getting mass. The snow gets piled up on top of each other until you're going faster and faster just because of all that mass going down. The same is true with action. So you take action once, the smallest action, you metaphorically poke yourself to take action. That little action builds up in speed to big actions later. That's exactly what we're doing here. Not only that, but the friction is light as well. Friction is exactly what it sounds like. Friction is just how hard it is for you to stop what you're doing now and start the thing. When you're scrolling, when you're caught in this loop of procrastination, you're not going to do a huge task, right? You're not going to stop watching YouTube to go ahead and do something for 2 hours straight. Of course you're not going to do that. But you will do something for a minute or two. It's easier to break what you're doing now and do the easiest thing. But this is all well and good, but it might not work for you. That's the thing. Both of these directions are here for a reason, and this is where the second direction comes in. It's to do the hardest thing first. The logic behind this is that once you do the hardest thing, everything else is going to become easy afterwards, right? And this is the same for a project. This is the same for a goal you have. You do the hardest thing first, everything afterwards is a cakewalk. Now, the thing is, this is much harder to do than the other one, right? If you're caught in a rut right now, you can't do anything, obviously take the very easiest action, right? But if you combine the two, you already have a little bit of momentum going. You already have a bit of direction. You have not as much friction as you used to. Then that's when you do the hardest thing. Because once you have momentum, you could tackle that very huge thing. And afterwards, nothing is going to compare to that difficulty. Everything's going to be easy afterwards just because you tackled that very hardest thing. I promise you, like, combine these two paths, you won't procrastinate again. Just because you're breaking down the task, first of all, to make it easy. And then afterwards, now that you have momentum, now that you have not as much friction going for you, that's when you do the hardest task. You do the easiest task first. And number two, you do the hardest. In that exact order, that is the path that you could do to procrastinate. Now, I have one last thing for you. This is more like a bonus. Focus on consistency. You see, it doesn't matter if you do the easiest task or the hardest task. Honestly, all that matters is that you at least do something. Do something, and eventually you'll find that you procrastinate less and less. Truly, procrastination is simply a lack of skills. You lack skills in specific areas of your life, such as time management or friction or momentum. Just learning about these things, watching these videos by itself is going to help you. As long as you actually take action on them. At least try it, just once a day. Try to just break down your task and make it as easy as possible. For this video, all I had to do was just set up my camera and then turn on my light and then go ahead, warm up my voice. You just see, I broke it down step by step. I don't see this as a huge 2-hour recording session. I only see it as the next step. If you just see it in steps, everything else is going to be easy. I promise you. And if you want my personal help in fast tracking how quickly you get out of procrastination, I got you. As I said, I've done procrastination coaching for the past year. And if you want to join one of my many clients right now, you can go ahead and get your free consultation completely free by clicking the link in the description. And if you want to learn more about procrastination and why most procrastination videos on YouTube are BS, then you should go ahead and watch this video.